Hi guys, welcome to the first One Coaching podcast. Today we've got Mr. Ryan, Harrison, Laurence. Leo will be joining us at some point, but he never ends up turning up to these things.
He's scared.
Yeah, he actually is. He's been saying he's going to do a YouTube channel for like 2 years, still not done it. But this is the first episode. It's going to be a mixture when we go through these podcast episodes of like who's actually on. So this is the crew today. First things first, Mr. Ryan.
Yes.
Show day done. Give us a debrief.
Indeed. So, should we start all the way from the beginning? Well, how far back should we go?
Start prep.
So I started bodybuilding. So yeah, I competed last Sunday at the MBW Classic. Got destroyed. Fourth out of 8. I did predict fourth, which is a good prediction to be fair. But I was being humble when I predicted.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Sort of thought you might.
I thought I might have come second. Like I thought before I went in, I thought I've got a chance to come second. I knew the guy in first had beaten me because he was like really, really good.
When did you make the prediction?
Like on the show day.
Oh, okay.
I said it to Leo. Leo asked me where do you actually think you're going to come, and I said fourth.
You did change it though.
Hey.
You changed it about 4 times backstage.
Yeah.
Every time you saw someone else come in.
You're in doubt.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, backstage I was like, oh, fucking hell, I look sick. 'Cause I could only see my front. I was like, I've nailed it from the front. 'Cause my front was like full abs were in, obliques were in, and then from the back, I couldn't see my back. So.
Me and Leo were sat watching the stage, and Leo's going, "Please say Ryan's pumping up his back. Please say he's pumping up."
Yeah, but I look worse when I pump up my back.
Yeah, like when you posed throughout the day, it got not worse, but it started fading a lot.
No, I got on my back. Yeah.
Your back did.
Yeah, but my front got better.
Yeah, your front got better, but when when you posed with Josh,
Yeah.
that's when we saw it. Like Leo went, it's a bit worse than this morning.
Yeah. Thanks,
But
guys.
we look better on stage.
That YouTube video will be out. I don't know if it'll be out before this, to be fair.
Yeah, that'll be good.
It was that
Looking forward to
60
watching
that fucked it.
Mate, I added in more food throughout the day because I knew I was fading.
I look like a prick running through the car park with a scale and some jam.
Oh, it was actually hilarious.
They all thought I was about to pump up backstage.
Last minute show.
Yeah. For everyone who's watching, like Ryan was pumping up. He was about, what were you, like 20 minutes out from going on stage, and he turned to me and Harrison and just went, I need jam. I need some jam. Like, Harrison, go get me some jam.
Yeah, it did. Definitely. I would have looked worse if I didn't have that jam.
Last minute jam protocol.
Is that why?
No, I felt like I would, but I felt like I was like losing it. Like I was losing fullness. Because the more you pose, you're just going to burn through it when you're that lean.
Especially if you're on stage for the amount of time you're on stage for.
It's quite difficult to time like your pump up because like you don't really know what's going on backstage. I mean, you were chilling. I was like, I was asking like Ben Howard like how long until junior men's physique.
I was so chill. Like, I literally just lying there the whole day, feet up. I wasn't stressing at all, which is a good thing. Because it would have ended up being a lot worse of a look if I did stress.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the main factor was that I just didn't have enough muscle. Like, it's as simple as that.
I think we already knew what you needed before you even started.
Oh yeah,
stage.
I could have.
Need to do that.
Yeah, from a shape perspective, I probably had the second best shape.
Yeah.
Behind the goat who won, Mateus.
Yeah, it was weird, that guy though, because like from my perspective, when I was looking at him on stage, he obviously looked pretty awesome. And then I went backstage.
Oh yeah,
so
no, I was saying to Harrison backstage, like, he doesn't look that big, and then on stage he looked huge.
Yeah.
It's the muscle bellies. The muscle bellies were nuts. He was like so men's physique as well, and his back was ridiculous.
Yeah. And Classic was before that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he won Classic.
That's decent.
But yeah, I thought, oh, the dog's coming in.
Roxy. No, that's good. That's a good
addition.
Host number 5.
There we go. the sixth one coach.
One coach mascot.
Yeah, I knew my shape was going to be a strong point. I knew my midsection was going to be a strong point, but I just didn't have the muscle mass. Simple as that. Like, I got beaten on size. Scott definitely beat me on size. Like from the front, not from the front, from the side and from the back, he completely destroyed me on size.
Yeah.
And then Pete beat me on size from the front, so it was fair enough.
You'd rather it be that way round though, like have men's physique shape and be able to grow into the class, as opposed to not be men's physique at all and like have the muscle mass, aka me.
If I could build, like, the thing I noticed from my shot was like, even though my waist is tiny, it didn't look that small because my shoulders aren't wide enough.
Sure.
Because my delts aren't great. My waist was 24 inches on stage, but it didn't look 24 inches because my delts aren't good enough and my lats are good, but they're not great. So I could have, I just need more muscle up top, more muscle at the back.
Density.
I need density everywhere.
You need barbell.
Barbell rows, mate.
From the front, when you did the front shots there, I was like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, your front shots.
I don't know if did you get stage photos of that?
Yeah.
So you posted.
I was really happy with the front double. I think I was second in the front double.
Yeah.
And
Your other shots.
that's actually crazy because when you started prep, that was by far and away your worst shot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think if Laurence can take something from yours, like your abs look really good in the front shots, but then you know when it was like when you're just relaxing,
Oh,
you
mate.
can tell that you're struggling to like hold.
Yeah. The posing fitness. I was like, I'm gonna have no problem with posing fitness. My posing fitness was really good. And then when you're up on stage, you're like tensing for your life.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be tensing for your life. You should be pretty relaxed in a men's
What was
physique.
it?
Boiling.
Yeah.
And the lights, I couldn't see anything.
Like the old thing with Harley, he was sweating.
Yeah. I was sweating a bit as well. But yeah, on the whole, I just really enjoyed the day. Like, that's the main thing I got out of it. I just really enjoyed competing. And it's like very tempting to compete again next year after doing that.
Were you planning on doing so before?
No, I was going to take 3 years off. The thing I need to decide now is, do I want to take 3 years off and actually make some like significant improvements? But in my eyes, like, what's the point? Because I'm never going to be like one of the best. So why don't Lauren's like, yeah, you are mid, but
No,
in 10 years you might not be mid.
Yeah, but no, but that's what I thought you were saying. Is in like you're never gonna like why do you assume that? Like you've got really good shape for men's physique and you could 100% grow into the class.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little bit harsh on yourself to say like you're never going to be.
But also,
the best.
I'm not that bothered about being like the best natural bodybuilder. Like, I'd much rather be one of the best coaches in the UK. That's what I'm really passionate about. I'm more excited for your prep. I'm more excited for Leo's prep. I'm more excited for Chris's prep than I was ever about my own prep.
Sure.
So like, why don't I just compete for enjoyment whenever I want to? And if that turns out to be the novice show next year, then I'll do that. And then I'll be lean for summer as well, which is always nice. So, yeah.
Genuinely, my mindset around like because I'm obviously not in that competing realm, I just do what I want to do at that time.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not going like, 3 months into a gaining phase, I'm dieting again, and then as long as I'm not pinging around and everywhere, I didn't need to diet like I just have now. I could have just kept getting everything. Granted, I was pretty fat, but
that was
like I could have. I didn't need to.
It's the same with Leo as well, because I remember when he messaged me about wanting to mini cut, and he was like expecting me to say no, because I was obviously.
I was in the car when you were responding. So
Yeah.
He was like, oh.
Yeah.
Ryan said it's all right.
Yeah, because I was like, doing an extra year in an off season, yeah, you might have 1 or 2 pounds more extra muscle, but if you want to cut because you want to cut, then cut. Like, as simple as that. It's different when like you're Laurence and you actually really want to be a British champion, and that's like one of your biggest goals. Then you kind of just got to do what's. You kind of just got to do what's like completely optimal for that situation. But also on the other side of things, I still want to like lead from the front. That's one of the reasons why I prepped. I wanted to make sure I had prepped before I prepped anyone else to stage, to a big reason. And I wouldn't want to ever do something that I wouldn't ever want to tell my clients to do something that I haven't done. Apart from like.
Actually, but do you need to have competed to step on to coach someone?
No, you don't.
On stage?
You don't, but it definitely helps in terms of experience.
I don't think it's even the experience factor. I think it's the respect factor.
Yeah.
Like, your clients are going to respect you more. If you're telling them to dig hard, knowing that you saw me digging at the end of prep, although I probably shouldn't have been digging, but I wanted to dig. But yeah, now that I've done that, you can't be like, well, what does he know about digging? He didn't know how hard this is. And then you respect me more for that, and then you're going to respect me more as a coach for that. That's the main thing when it comes down to leading from the front.
Yeah. What about the building muscle aspect of that though?
Nah, I can't do that.
Sorry, mate.
I can't do that shit, man.
Sorry.
Realistically, I'm probably gonna prep someone on stage at some point.
Yeah.
You're already prepping
3.
Mr. Amateur.
Yeah.
By the way, that's
3 people in prep now.
That's crazy, considering where you were like last year, not
Yeah.
even having a single like paying client, to now you're
Prepping
prepping 3 people, and you're gonna prep people next year as well. Like, that's pretty like mental.
4 clients on stage in my first year of coaching. I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah,
Force everyone to compete.
Unless they all, I literally, yeah. Unless they all like completely destroy their preps and I do a bad job, I'll be really proud of getting 4 people on stage.
Good.
Sure.
When's Chris's? How many weeks?
6 weeks out today.
Is
So
he just doing the one?
no, he's doing like 4.
I might go watch that.
Yeah, I need someone to go and watch it. 'Cause I'm on
Yeah.
holiday.
When's that? 6 weeks.
Yeah, WNBF first time is 16th of July. So Chris is, so anyone who doesn't know, Chris is amateur genetics, who people might know from Ryan and Laurence's podcast. He signed up with me recently. He's been in the prep since January, I think, and he basically just found that he needs to coach for the end of his prep. So he signed up with me last week, and he's got his first show 16th of July. So he'll be my first client on stage, which is weird because I thought Laurence was going to be my first client on stage, but sorry, Laurence.
That's all right, mate. Don't worry. I didn't take it to heart.
Yeah.
He seems pretty buzzing about the service.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I think when people actually sign up, they're like a bit hesitant before signing up, and then they sign up and like, fucking hell.
Yeah,
Like,
it's actually,
you get so much for your money. It's kind of ridiculous.
what a surprise, it's actually quite good.
Yeah. That was our aim though, wasn't it? From the start, we were like, we want to make the coaching service undeniable. So whoever signs up will know it's completely worth their money.
Yeah.
That's why we've done everything.
Little plug.
Big up. Yeah, Lincoln Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, link in mine again.
Reel that up.
Book a console.
So, Laurence, you're competing in how long?
I am indeed. So originally I was 15 weeks out, but after like Ryan's had a good look at my physique this week, and we reckon that
I've ruined his prep. Made him too lean too soon.
Yeah, I know. I'm now 12. You what?
Need jam.
I need jam, mate. Yeah, I need jam.
What's a carb in 60 grams?
Yeah. I'm now 12 weeks out. We've decided to do a warm-up show. Couple of reasons. One being that our initial plans or like goals were to qualify for the UKDFBA finals. Shut up.
He's under attack.
Yeah, our like initial goals were to qualify for the UKDFBA finals, and I'm not saying that I'm not confident with the Heart of England being like my main show, but it's like the junior class is very, very competitive. Like I know a fair few people who are like very good, and I've played like sport pretty much like the majority of my life, and I don't think I handle pressure and nerves before like a sporting event very well. And I feel like if I went into that Heart of England show without already qualifying for the finals or without already stepping on stage, I think the pressure would probably what? What? Oh, I think the pressure would probably be. Why are you giggling? What was funny? Go on, say it. Was it when I said I played sport the whole of my life? That is true. Not a very particularly like high level, but I've played county tennis. I've played county basketball. Like I've actually like played a decent amount of sport at a good level. But yeah, like I think the nerves before just going into that show, I think that would negatively impact my look. So having a bit more stage experience, even if I'm not like 100%, we look to get like, we look to be around like 80 to 90% there at that show. I think that will definitely calm the nerves when I go into the Heart of England.
And it just gives them more data as well.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But and it could
Definitely.
go both ways. Like, it's like it could happen that you step on stage on that warm-up show and get smoked.
Yeah, literally.
And
Like,
you'd be like, shit. Like, but then it might make it a little bit worse. But you'll not know until you do it.
sure, exactly. Plus, something that Ryan said to me was like, he wished his season was longer because, like, I mean, the show day lasts the whole day, but realistically, you're only on stage for like 10 minutes. Yeah. So I think having more shows planned, like, not only is that going to make me less stressed out, which is probably going to result in a better look, but I've gone blank. Prep
And you'll
brain.
get sharper between them two shows.
Yeah.
The look should just get continuously better. The more data we have along the way.
You can even go into like Chris's show if you can go there.
Yeah.
that will help the nerves. Like Leo was saying, now he's been to a show and watched one. It's like so chill.
I was exactly the same. Like when I went to Ryan's show, I actually
You loved it.
I thought it was really good. I watched the majority of it as well, and it kind of I already knew, but I think it really solidified that I do like I really enjoy bodybuilding, like watching it, being a part of it.
I wish I watched more of the show, but I just didn't want to.
I watched
On the
I think I
day.
watched like 3 classes. Then we
No,
went.
I didn't watch it.
I was like, I don't really want to watch this. I wanted to go and
Honestly,
relax.
the smell
Yeah.
of the town was giving me a headache. I
Yeah,
couldn't spend that much time in there.
honestly, by the time it got to your class and I was like screaming, I swear down I ended up giving myself a migraine. Like after your class, I stopped shouting when you went off stage. I was like, oh God, Jesus.
That's another thing though. On the day, like my support was mental.
Yeah,
Like, I
it
probably had
was.
the most support out of everyone.
You did.
I went in to see you backstage and you were lying down with your feet up and all your mates were like huddled around you.
Yeah.
Just wait. I'll wait, that's it.
Yeah, we're not relevant anymore.
No.
No.
We're not actually mates.
They were giving me all the advice before I went on
It's
stage.
ninth eye now.
You might have told us to do the 60 grams of jam.
Yeah, he did. He was like, I think you need some jam, mate.
Yeah,
That was after a few
I was like,
pints, wasn't it?
You're right.
Just need to
Should've
dry out.
joined him, man.
I should have joined him. I would have been dry as fuck.
Yeah.
Leo said he woke up really dry today after getting smashed yesterday.
I didn't.
Did he get smashed?
Yeah.
Did he?
He was having, what was it, Diet Coke and vodkas. So
Christ.
taking him to get through the diet.
He's not officially on prep, so it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Not
Is it?
labelled.
Yeah.
This is an interesting topic actually. Josh Croggan. Crogs. I'm literally just mentioning this so he can put his name in the title.
No, I didn't.
He
Wow.
said he's a 95% BB, meaning that, most of the time he's actually fully in, and then he still allows that 5% of, like, for example, Harrison going out for pints and sticking on.
How did?
Not for once. I am a week and a half into a deficit and thought, no, I'm just going to do that.
I think the majority of people should be less than 95%.
Yeah.
Sure.
I agree.
Like,
Sure.
even like in a mini cut, say you want to go out for a meal, and what's the worst that can happen? It adds a week onto your mini cut, who cares? If it's going to make you enjoy
I
the
had a curry every week.
added 20 weeks on, added 20 weeks onto the mini cut.
I was 12 pounds down in the rest of the week, so it's sound.
I think there's generally there's a point where you've got to go, right, I've actually got to lock it in here.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you can be really flexible.
Like, for example, in your prep, you're not going to go out
Yeah.
and have a few
But
pints.
No,
it all depends on like the
Every
goal that you're actually setting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
If you've
like
got a big goal, then you've got to align your actions to that.
Well, like my mini cut, it's not. Well, it needs to happen, but it's
Yeah, you're
not
doing a
like-
secret prep, mate.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump into every show.
Like,
It's-
I'll jump in one next week.
it's also how you manage it as well. So, for example, like if I took a more lenient, like laid back approach, I think that would stress me out. And
Rice Krispies every meal.
yeah, all right, yeah.
That happened once.
Mate,
I got scales as well.
I was just so adherent at the start of my gaining phase. I just burnt out.
Oh, the best. When I was stood on with no scales, I was stood in these bathroom scales with the, with the like.
Rice
cup,
Krispies.
and then he started pouring the Rice Krispies in, and it didn't weigh. It didn't come up and weigh anything. So just, that looks about right.
That-
Just keep going.
No, to be
That
fair,
was, what was that, your third Rice Krispie meal?
yeah. those 2 weeks before prep started was.
We had the most elite digestion in those 2 weeks. Just Rice Krispies.
God. No, in all fairness, that was quite a stressful time in my, in my like.
But did you not think that made like a difference?
You
Did
were
not plan?
probably,
Did you think
yeah,
that made it worse?
probably, yeah, definitely. But as in, like, I wasn't managing it very well. Like, I just was that post dislocating
Yeah,
my knee
that
as well.
was-
Yeah,
Post-dislocation knee, and then
I started my
Pre-prep.
new job as well. We were moving flat at the same time. Like, I think it just all got on top of me, and I just like my routine was shit anyway. So I just wasn't that adherent. Yeah, man, Rice Krispies, cheap.
This is the special prop that I want to bring out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's it?
Now, I don't know if this is going to become a segment of the pod, but I've decided to call it HL's off plan of the week. Now, I got this in my supplements order. It says it's high protein cereal. So, intra
No
cereal,
way.
right? I mean, Laurence, I don't know if you want to try it because you're in prep, but
Please
I
don't.
can't, mate. No, I
It's
can't.
going to be a bad info.
I thought we could all try a little bit of this high protein cereal.
I'm in my recovery week, so
Shall I give it a sniff?
I'm on.
So, frosted high protein cereal.
Why is it in such a small box?
This is what your surprise was.
Yeah, this is my surprise. It came in my supplement order. Per 35 grams, presume that's the box, we've got 12 grams of protein.
That's pretty good.
I'm pretty impressed by the macros.
What's the fats?
You just don't read that.
Nah,
40.
4.5.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. For 35 grams.
In all that, it's
Oh, what shame, I've got me going for.
Oh, yeah, the full box. Yeah, man,
Well, that looks good, that.
I'm 100 carb today, should be fine.
I'm going to get a rating at HL Rock Climbing Nail of the Week.
Oh, it's like
Rate out of
that,
10.
like that magic spoon stuff they have in America. I've seen people. Actually,
I can't, mate. I can't.
Smell it.
Yeah, go on.
It'd be nice with milk.
Yeah.
It smells quite nice, actually.
Not milk, that's a bit weird, but
I don't get this kind of stuff though, because
No.
surely you just have cereal, which is pure carbs, and then have a protein shake.
Yeah.
no. You prefer the 4 grams of fat?
Yeah.
That's actually quite nice.
Thanks, guys.
yeah, that's right.
What a great segment.
You've made me
I think we should
so.
start doing that more often, that segment.
Oh,
That's
God,
not
I'm
Next week,
donuts.
pizza next week.
What's the brand?
Close.
That was good.
Surreal.
That was surreal. You are
I'll
unreal.
give it
Yeah,
a,
unreal.
I'm going to go conservative as the first rating because I don't want to push this too high. So
Thanks, guys.
7 out of 10.
You just made me extremely food focused.
I'm going.
Just in general. Just a general
General
rating.
flavour.
I think next week you should get like a taste.
Oh, like a leaderboard. That'd be good. That. I'd have like a
Like a
leaderboard.
Top Gear one where you stick it on.
Yeah.
Right. So surreal cereal is
Surreal
taking
cereal.
the #1 spot.
I'm going 7.4.
Yeah, but are you just going on taste or are you adding in like the macros as well?
Adding in macros.
Yeah.
So you're taking into account the macros.
Oh, no, adding in macros, I'm pulling that down to a 6.8.
I'm putting it down. What is it?
I'm giving it a flat 7.
eight
It's actually
carb.
really nice.
12 protein,
8 carb.
4.5 fat.
4.5 fat, 13.5 carb, 12 protein.
No, it's only 8. Is it say 8 net carb?
Net carb.
Look up front.
Net carb.
What, is it taking away fibre?
That's what it says, doesn't it? Net carbs.
That'll be to do with the fibre content.
0 sugar. Why was it so sweet then?
Yeah, that's mad stuff, that. It looked like it had sugar on.
My digestion's going to be ruined after the sweetness in that.
Right.
I'm giving it a flat 7.
A 6.8.
If I'm why are we stuck at 0.8 on it?
Because we have to make an average.
There's going to be so many ratings with the points.
Yeah.
Adding the macros onto it,
Yeah.
I'll probably get a 6.5.
Oh, you could have given it a 6.6, then we can make the average pretty easily.
I'll get a 6.6.
That's an average 6.8 then.
Oh, you're so average.
Not a bad start. I'm looking forward to cake next week.
Yeah, this
Get
is actually.
your mum to make some cake. Make that banana bread next week.
I actually will. We've got some bananas.
This is so painful for Laurence.
You know what? I was doing so well with food focus until today. Guys.
We've actually got some bananas. You know, you've got to let them cook.
Yeah.
You've got to let them soften up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Mate, can we make some room on my meal plan for this? For this banana bread?
You and Ellie have got high days on the same week.
Have we actually?
Yeah, you got your refeed days this week, haven't you? Ellie's got a diet break this week.
Might actually enjoy each other's company then.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Ellie, I'm joking. I am, I promise.
Right, we're going to take a brief hiatus. The cameras are about to run out. So that was a fun segment, and we'll see you in, well, like 2 seconds. Ciao.
We have a client group chat.
Right, let's crack on.
That group chat's
Part 2. Welcome to part 2. Part 2, we're going through questions, which we're going to be doing every week. Most weeks, anyway. So, have a look in the links below this video, or if you're on Spotify or whatever, go on Instagram. Follow all of us, and we'll be putting a question box up. Drop questions in if you've got any for the pod. So, does anyone actually have any questions, or is it just me?
I've got quite a few.
Okay, right, Ryan, kick it off, mate. Kick it off.
Okay, so first question.
Sorry.
Mate. First question is quite a lot of them are about me though, because
That's alright.
because I was just come off the show.
That's fine, mate.
Just talk to that camera.
Aaron asked post-show plans, off-season or another show, etc. So I kind of touched on this earlier, but basically I'm a bit in two minds with regards to whether to go into a really, really long-term off-season, like a gaining phase for literally a surplus for literally like 2 years on end without any mini diets or anything, because I think that's the most effective way of actually putting on muscle.
You look awesome, man.
I would look awesome. I'd look so awesome at 200 pounds.
I think the shit's enough.
So yeah, I'm like in two minds between doing that and then basically just getting lean every summer, just because I want to be lean for summer and like enjoy looking good. Basically, I'm leaning towards the second option and just deciding to be a coach and just for my own physique development, putting that to the side slightly.
Yeah.
I've already done that to a certain extent with dropping my training frequency down and the length of my sessions. 'Cause to be honest, that's what I'm really passionate about. And
BB Ryan is gone.
yeah.
Am I the only hardcore BB
No, go on.
in
No,
one
go on.
stage?
No, because I'll still prep. I might prep next year. I'll still
Yeah.
do bodybuilding shows. I'm just not going to 100% optimise things because I don't need to optimise things for my goals.
It's an interesting one because like, it depends on how much does actually being heavy help you gain muscle.
For me, it does a lot because I'm so like, my frame's so small, I can't stabilise anything.
Yeah. Like for me, comparing my strength now to when I was 20 kilos heavier,
Yeah,
it's the same.
that's pretty nuts.
Like, apart from RDLs,
Yeah.
What about yesterday?
what do you mean yesterday?
Atlantic shoulder press, one plate.
Yeah, that's the same. basically.
Really?
Yeah, no, I did it dead stop, so
Yeah, otherwise you've got 8 plates.
yeah, probably at least.
My leg strength's better now. I mentioned this, but
I can just remember Leo went, you see, turn around. You failed a wall. I failed a wall.
that's awful.
That's good, man. Keep pushing.
My pressing strength gets hit big time. Like, my leg strength, I hit a PB in my final week of prep.
You banded it.
On the side by side. I literally didn't band it tighter. It was banded the exact same. It's because
You
AJ
could
was
put
fine.
2 of the bands that you.
Yeah, you could.
You literally couldn't band it any tighter with only one band. So it's because I've got long femurs, man.
Alright, question 2 from Argon.
Oh no.
Can high protein intake be a cause of constipation?
Could do.
Anyone constipated right now?
I'm not.
I'm alright.
I'm not constipated.
Surely it'd have the opposite effect.
I think if the one thing that you got to be worried about is if you're slamming down loads of weight.
Yeah.
A lot of people can get digestive issues from that, but usually it's not constipation.
Or you're having too much protein in one sitting and you're not splitting it up enough throughout the day. That's another
Yeah.
root cause.
Any kind of like constipation issues is usually due to fibre. Like
Yeah.
having too much fibre or too little fibre will have issues with your digestion and how much you pass bowel movements. I don't think it will come down to protein too much, to be honest.
I think you'll be able to.
You'll have some
gauge
dirty
yourself.
farts.
Yeah.
You'll have some
Yeah.
dirty farts.
You'll be able to gauge, people around you will be able to gauge if you're having issues from your protein intake.
Anything, you know when you watch all the strongman stuff,
Yeah.
all
Fuck.
of them are like honking in terms of their digestive hygiene.
Oh, they must be.
Like why do,
Feel bad for the wives, man.
it doesn't seem like they care. Like they just scran anything.
Yeah, because
Nah, they don't.
it must be hard to get in like that many calories though, completely clean.
I enjoy watching strongman.
You are a strong man.
I literally.
You literally, a couple of months ago, you were like, I might switch to strong man.
I just started watching it for when you were the world's strongest man, and I literally watched every event.
I can just imagine you in the corner of Ultraflex doing like a log press
Yeah.
Fuck up.
in the hardcore corner.
Yeah,
The gated off, yeah.
to be fair, keep them away from me.
To be fair, yesterday it looked hardcore as fuck. Right, the garage door were open, and they were deadlifting facing out,
Yeah,
and
that's
there was
pretty
some guy
hardcore.
stood outside shouting him. It looked sick. I think we should do it.
Do you want to do it next time?
Yeah, I think we should.
But with this question,
Do
I
it.
think Lawrence is probably you prefer the highest protein intake out of everyone, don't you?
Yeah, I've seen a bit of a difference. Not like drastically going over, but I think there's been like studies to show that like going over the recommended £1 per, is it £1?
1 gram per pound.
Yeah, 1 gram per pound is like beneficial.
Yeah, I ease on the side of caution. Like,
Yeah.
They say like 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilo,
Mm.
or a pound per, a gram per pound, same
Oh,
2.2.
As
Yeah, but are we including trace
Yeah,
from
yeah, that's the
carbs?
thing.
That's what I mean. Like, I think you should look at your like actual protein servings from actual protein sources, and then obviously your carbs will add trace protein onto it.
I think it comes down to how many meals you have a day.
Yeah.
Like the 1.6 comes from having 4 meals of 0.4 grams per kilogram.
Yeah.
That's where it like comes from.
Like, not being an idiot and having it all in your first meal, and then having your
Yeah.
last meal having nothing. Go on.
The way that I approach it is like, if it doesn't affect digestion, then it's like, what harm is it actually going to do having like a bit more than the recommended amount, apart from potentially like making up your total calories with like protein, whereas you could potentially have like more carbohydrate and then that'd like give you a bit more.
The only time I'd ever decrease protein intake is if someone's struggling with appetite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because their food will be so high already, they've got the protein sparing from carbs, so you can drop protein
If
slightly.
you drop food, especially from carbohydrates, obviously protein drops a little bit as well. Do you then increase protein, or do you just keep it the same
It
throughout
depends
the,
on
throughout the
hunger.
diet? Because the
Yeah.
whole sources stay the same.
That's what I was going to say. It depends on if if there's someone who really struggles with appetite, I'll go higher protein. If it's someone who doesn't, then I'll go higher carbs to keep performance higher.
That's what I said to Harley when he was coming out of his, into his post-show phase. He was starving. Like, he had 2 days eating whatever he wanted. I said if he wanted to get, like, kind of wanting some structure back. So I said, if you up your protein intake and your veg intake without actually upping, like, the rest of your carbs, and if you're more hungry, take some carbs away and add in some protein.
Yeah.
If it's not the food you're craving, if it's just, like, the volume of food, do it that way.
Yeah.
Because then you're not actually adding any more calories, just adding, like, more volume.
The only problem I've seen with certain clients, if in terms of protein intake, is when they're doing like all the my protein flapjack, whatever it is,
Yeah.
Cereal.
like them.
The cereal.
That's been me the last week, for real.
Yeah. Like,
I've had so many grenade bars.
Your meal-
I bought like a 12 pack of grenade bars and I ate them within 4 days.
You have an Oreo one?
I had the Oreo ones, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's great.
Did you microwave it?
Yeah. It tasted like a cookie. It was so good.
Well, it's not.
No, you're actually horrible, don't worry.
I know.
You're disgusting.
Ryan, during Ryan's prep, he made me eat pizzas in my room, and now Ryan's off prep and I'm on prep. Like, I just
No, I
walk
did
into
offer
the. I know, I'm only joking, mate. No, I'm only joking. I'm to be fair, I'm not like, all jokes aside, I'm actually not like, I'm not really that fast. Like I feel like you didn't actually make me go into my
I
room.
literally forced you.
No,
I was like,
I think it's a bit like, it would be a bit stingy if I was like, no, mate, you have to go and eat that in your room. Like, it's not like I'm looking at it with like my mouth watering. Like,
I didn't even do that. I literally said, I'll go in my room, or you can go.
yeah.
I don't want to smell pizza.
Yeah, that's fair game.
No, you have it every day anyway.
this is
Yeah.
quite a good question.
I've literally had like 4 pizzas since my chef,
That's good.
and it's been like 6 days.
Yeah, but what pizzas were they?
Yeah, the Audi ones, like,
That's the good thing though. Like
Yeah.
I'm at a point within my physique development career that I crave like macro friendly foods. I crave like a Halo top.
Same.
I don't want to go and have like a Ben and Jerry's.
I crave.
or at Domino's.
Yeah,
Stop it. It's ruined it. Like,
Pizza is actually not that bad.
it's really high in carbs.
If you get a pizza,
like the little
like
Audi.
some chicken on there, it's actually sound.
The macros for the Audi pizza
Yeah,
that
sound.
we get is decent.
But
It was in
over
my
100
meal plan
Yeah.
in off season,
I had it in my meal plan last season. I had it
Yeah.
the rest of their meal plan.
and it's banging as well. Like, it's proper good.
They've got the same meal plan.
Pretty much, to be fair, not off season we did.
It's fair.
This is a
Same
good
food
question.
amounts.
I would have started prep at £200 if that was the case. I was on like 3.5, Laurence was like low 5s.
When would you recommend doing an upper lower split as opposed to push pull legs?
If someone wants to train 4 times a week.
Well, you could do a polar 5 times, like I've been looking at, but I think it depends on if you can recover from your upper sessions. Like you used to do, did you do upper Monday and then push Wednesday?
Yeah.
Like if you could recover from that upper session, then sound. But I don't know if I would be able to. It depends what food you're on.
Another scenario: if you dislocate your knee and you can't train legs.
But you dislocated your knee.
Yeah, man.
Did you?
Yeah. I've not mentioned it.
I do upper lower splits a lot more for females because they want to focus on their legs more,
Yeah.
and men usually want to focus on the upper body more.
one mistake a lot of people get with push-pull legs is they'll do push-pull legs, rest.
Yeah.
And end up training 6 days a week.
They never did that as soon as I started.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
the first split.
You know what the biggest mistake is? It should be called pull-push legs.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be push-pull legs. There's crossover between your legs and your
Yeah.
pull movements. There's no crossover between push and legs.
Yeah.
So it should be pull-push legs.
I ran like
What if you use like an insane amount of leg drive?
By getting quad stimulus on the press.
You get quad out, right?
I do, mate. Have you seen my quads when I do a incline curl, mate?
Yeah, but you,
So much leg drive.
you do like a leg extension and a single leg hamstring curl before your push sessions, just because you want to.
Bro will go round every single machine just to get a feel of it before a session.
Don't do that.
I think I'd actually prefer a combination of these.
Yeah.
I'd go
I agree.
pull, push, legs, upper, lower. If you're doing 5 days a week. If you're doing 4, upper, lower, upper, lower.
And for anyone wondering, there's no difference between lower and legs. I've got that question so many times from clients. Like, what's the difference between lower and legs? There is no difference. It just sounds better.
Nah, lower is a hashtag density day.
Yeah, I confuse clients when I put like a little bit of like arm volume on legs. And still got legs. Like, what's this?
Just call it full body.
Limb day.
Yeah.
Slims.
Absolute limbs.
Limb day and then density day.
No, it's
Honestly, I miss density day. I used to love it. I couldn't recover from it, but I used to love it. The first time I ever spoke to Callum was when I offered him to use my tripod because he was like filming it on his little ball and he just kept falling over. I'm like, use my tripod. And he was doing his like pull leg session, same as me, but he was doing a conventional deadlift, then a barbell row, and then like a prime row and then a hack squat. And then so I was like, mate,
Fucking hell, I had
What
to
are you doing?
well.
I don't know how people do, honestly.
I'm like, mate, I would literally.
And then I saved him. And that.
No, you
And now he just wants
no,
to.
you didn't. You
Now he wants to do
confused him.
stupid shit.
You didn't. You just confused him. That's what you've done.
Made him overthink about everything.
Anyone that's doing like 4 big movements in a session, I don't know.
It's got to be maximum
You
2.
need to assess if you're doing them properly at that
Yeah.
point.
yeah.
Fair enough. There's probably some absolute nutters that have got it in them.
I don't
Keep
think
it.
I don't think I ever program leg pull days anymore. The most it will be is back and hams.
I like a leg pull.
You love a leg pull session.
Oh,
Just
what's
'cause
in
it's
it?
enjoyment.
What do you do in it?
It depends. So usually,
Yeah.
They used to be fucked. Your leg pull session used
You
to be
said
it used to be
fucked.
fun as fuck.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy it. I used to be so excited.
It depends.
That was when I was
But you were so
off-season.
fucked.
Don't do this. On my off season, I had a high day on a Saturday where I did 2 meals before I trained, like 2 meals, 9, 12, and then it was when I finished work at 4. My 3 o'clock meal were 200 grams of oats, 40 grams of whey.
200 grams of oats.
Wait, 40 grams of whey.
You shit
Banana.
yourself.
Yeah, how the
Wait,
fuck?
wait.
How are you having 200 grams of oats and then stepping
tell
on
me you
like
cook
a
that.
squat
No.
pattern?
Thank God.
It were blended, right?
Okay.
A bagel, jam.
Blended.
No, that's separate. And 2 cookies from like.
That's about 500 carbs.
Cookie dealer.
Alright.
Everyone's started doing that.
No wonder I got soft as shit.
Callum Racing started
Callum-
giving everyone cookies in the
Callum-
off season.
Colin's gonna ask you if you can do it. Right, so what you were like on the Friday, I used to go to whatever shop and see whatever cookies there were, and the sticky toffee pudding Tesco ones were the best.
Cookies.
I'm not any cookies yet. I'm
They,
asking
they
cookies
were
for
like I think they were like 300 calories each, and then
They're always like 25
You know-
fat in them as well.
night. You know what the benefit of cookies are though? It's because they're so appetising, they help with your digestion.
yeah, that's
Like-
what I did.
When you look at a cookie, you produce saliva in your mouth.
That's why I did.
That's why they use
I
them.
digested it so easy.
Yeah.
I didn't. It used to take me like
Oh.
At least 45 minutes to eat. No, I couldn't do any work.
And you're drinking it as well.
yeah. I'm good though. Don't do it. It didn't work.
Yeah, don't follow.
It didn't work. All I did is got fat.
Right, next question. Have you two got anything
I've got one.
on that? Is it any good?
Yeah, it's alright. It's not too bad.
Hit us up.
Hang on, let me get it up. 2 seconds.
Let's do this one
Too
first.
busy.
Alright.
Smiling about this room, man.
Let's do how to effectively execute a dieting phase.
I did a post on this yesterday.
Yeah.
This was my exact post
No
yesterday.
plug. Ryan Jackson Fit.
Yeah. Who's
I think-
taking this?
I think first thing before you kick it off is actually just planning what you're going to do. It doesn't have to be exact because it's probably going to change, but just know when your start date is, when you're planning on finishing, because it gives you like an end date.
Roadmap.
I didn't do this and ended up doing it for 6 months.
6 month mini cut.
Yeah.
6 month
Don't follow
cardio
my advice,
phase.
but
We were talking about when you cut the line off, when it's still a mini cut or a cut.
Depends how fat you
8
are.
weeks.
Yeah, we said 8 weeks yesterday.
Yeah, 8 weeks is the max.
So to execute diet phase, plan it first of all. Know how much you want to lose roughly. Know how long you've got, and then set up your deficit so that it's actually in line with that rate of loss that you're aiming for. In terms of rate of loss, I always like to go pretty hard to start off with. Have the rate of loss like quite heavy, and then as you get towards the end, you can taper off that rate of loss. So you can go in when you've got a little bit of fat on you. You can be pretty aggressive with the deficit, and then as you go through, just taper it off so that you're not getting too diet fatigued.
He didn't know this before yesterday. He read my post. And...
I don't support fellow coaches.
We don't want you to just. I don't think he even liked it.
Guys,
Didn't even like it.
Leo shared it.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
I'm not shared it.
Any other points on that one?
Didn't read it though. I just
No, you got
pressed
it bang on.
Yeah, I think it's important to assess, like, if you have dieted previously, what your composition was at a specific weight, because then you can get, like, again, it's about, like, planning out and having a roadmap. It's like, you know exactly, like, where you need to be in that composition, and that depends on the phase it is. So if you're doing a mini cut, you're not going to be getting diced. You just got to be lean to create a long runway for a push-up. Whereas if you're doing like a photo shoot prep or a competition prep, you've got to be prepared to get pretty shreddy.
If it's someone's first diet as well, if you pull their food like too much when you start your mini cut, they might just like shit this off.
Nah,
So-
fuck them.
Yeah, pull it all, man.
Yeah.
But like someone who's done a diet before, like you can feel like you can be more aggressive.
Yeah.
You just gotta, It depends on the person really. Like for mine, I run that much food and I'm really fat.
Yeah, you were really
still
fat.
am really fat.
Yeah.
I decided.
Yeah.
He's back.
Dog entry.
She's
Yeah.
back. I pulled my food like a serious amount. So it went from like 750 on a training day to like 350.
Carb.
Yeah, carb. Yeah, not carb.
750 calories.
But yeah, I think that like you can be aggressive at that point if you're really fat, your food's really high, and you're trying to just get in and out of the phase as quick as possible. Like I'm only wanting to be in this for about 6 to 8 weeks, but it's looking like it's going to be like 30.
Yeah.
But like for example, the first week I'm like 12 pounds down,
Yeah.
and training performance is still the exact same. I just
Yeah.
still look shit. So it's like,
It's probably important to note that if you're in a gaining phase prior to going into a diet phase and you're on a lot of carbohydrate, don't expect to like look any different in the first like 2 to 3 weeks, because when you pull carbohydrate, you'll lose muscle fullness, and then like you won't you'll lose glycogen before you can lose any body fat. So all that's going to happen is you're going to look less muscular and probably more fat, because fullness hides a lot of the time, or like makes you look more conditioned than you actually are. So just bear in mind, like be patient with it. Like you will probably look a bit shit. Like do you remember when I started prep? I absolutely hated the way you were.
in your own head about that a lot.
I hated it. Yeah, literally.
I don't think I've lost any fat. I think I've just lost everything else. Like I think I've started losing bone as well.
Bone.
Just everything.
Mate, I lost a ton of bone at the end of my prep.
Everything but what I want is coming off, so it's ideal.
I think just let's reiterate as well, if you're not losing body weight 99% of the time, you're not in a deficit.
No, I'm holding fatigue, man. I'm too stressed.
You're not.
So
You need to stop it.
eat less, move more. It usually does the job.
Definitely.
I think we've got time for one more question.
Can we bust
Oh
this
man, I've got
window
loads of questions.
No, we're gonna have to save them.
Can we
man.
bust this window back up?
Mine's not very good, so you may as well shoot.
I've got quite a few good ones.
Right, we might be able to fit in two. You got-
All right, let me pick the two best ones.
I
Then.
am getting
How
sweaty.
long have we been on for?
This is getting up to an hour now.
Yeah.
There's probably a load that got cut out though.
I reckon
so
if you
it'll
do at
get
least
cancelled.
3 hours.
All right, so
Yeah, should we make it a 3-hour pod instead?
I've got a
Yeah, let's just do a documentary.
I've got a good question, so hurry up.
oh, two good ones. Opinion on the keto diet. That's from Harry Hearson, my client.
The what?
Keto diet.
I don't know what he said. Keto diet. No.
Awful.
Yeah, shocking.
I can't see any scenario unless you hate carbs that I'd ever use a keto diet. Especially for performance, it's awful.
Yeah.
Like you're taking away your biggest fuel for weight training.
Did anyone ever tried it?
No.
Yes,
My dad has before.
I did.
You tried it?
So someone ran my like first ever diet, and towards
Me.
no, it wasn't you, and like bless him, I'm not having a go at him. He did it for free. But towards the end, we ran the keto diet to like go into ketosis and to like deplete. I don't know what the rationale was. He was getting me to have like keto coffee. You know, where you put like butter in coffee. It was shocking. And you feel like actually like horrendous when you do it. Like, you know, when people do a keto diet and then like a week later they're like, yeah, you get used to it. Like, no, you just feel shit.
Yeah. The only benefit to it is appetite management. That's literally it.
Yeah.
But just up your protein. It's as simple as that.
Or if you do like a fat load, potentially.
Yeah, but even then, I still don't see the point in fat loading.
Yeah.
It's not just pure butter.
The problem with fat loading,
Butter coffee.
Heavy gold.
the problem with fat loading is that, say we did a fat load for your prep,
Yeah.
how could you get that much fat in with foods that the fats that you're already having? You'd have to have a ton of dark chocolate.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that. Dark chocolate's langers.
No, but think about how much you'd have to get enough fat in to keep your weight, keep your maintenance,
I could probably do it.
but have no carbs. You'd have to
After,
have like,
after this podcast, I'm feeling.
Should we just try it? Just try it now.
Yeah, mate. Screw it.
No more cereal.
He's only got neck.
Harrison.
Oh, good question. The rest of them might be shit. How do you get over the mentally draining side of a cut? So, thank you for the question, Hannah.
Thanks, mate.
In terms of
mate.
that,
What? Can you not call the girl a mate?
No, man.
What do you want me to call her?
go on. What would you like him to
Do
call?
you say, mate, to your check-ins to your girls?
Hi mate, hope you good.
Yeah, sometimes.
Do you?
I literally.
I don't know.
He just dropped the name.
I always say their name.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
fair.
You can still say mate. Like, there's nothing wrong with
If
that.
they say mate to me, I say mate back.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
And
Yeah.
if they're my mate, then
No, I've never called a girl mate.
You're so respectful.
Yeah.
It's
Queen.
not about respect. So why is that disrespectful?
I
Call a girl
associate mate. No, it's not disrespectful.
Yeah.
I associate mate with a man.
I've got the question.
Fair enough.
What's the question again?
Mentality when
How do you get
dieting.
over the mental draining side of a cut? So I think the main thing is knowing why you're cutting and seeing the end result before you're thinking like, oh, this is really difficult. Like, probably like you with your prep, there were probably times where you thought, oh, this is a bit draining. But then you looked at like what you're actually doing it for. So just knowing the reason behind it, it'll help you get over like the mental side of it. Like she's 5 weeks out from a photo shoot and she's like thinking that she's not ready. So it's like, but you know, and she's potentially struggling with food. You need to think, I'm doing it for a reason. There's 5 more weeks. Then after, I can like chill out a little bit.
if the why is like powerful enough,
Yeah.
it makes it so easy. Because then, any time you've got to make some sort of decision on whatever you're doing, it's so easy to say, does this actually get me closer?
Yeah.
And if the answer's no, then if the why is strong enough, you can kind of just not do it.
You
I
need
guess
accountability, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on like who it is, but me and Ryan take quite a brutal approach with it. Like I've actually found that it's easier if I say to myself like, look, like you're putting yourself in this position, like it's your choice to make yourself feel like this. You can either like essentially get on with it, crack on and put your head down and suck it up essentially, or you can just stop. Like you can literally stop at any time. And I think, like I know that sounds quite brutal, but if I have that mindset, I think like, actually, it's all right.
No one else is doing your diet for you.
Yeah, of course.
The answer's in the question. Like,
Yeah,
you've got to see it as a challenge.
yeah.
And you've got to test yourself mentally.
And if you're telling yourself it's mentally draining, it's most likely gonna be mentally draining. But if you have a very positive like forward mindset with it, you can almost trick yourself into it being easier.
If you're struggling that much, you start doing it.
Yeah,
if you're struggling
that's so
that
true.
much and you're finding it that difficult, there's no one else that's doing it. Like it's just you that's doing it.
Yeah.
I think also having you need to have the knowledge on how to make it easier and how to make it more sustainable.
There's a lot of stuff you can do.
There's loads of stuff you can do. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be reasonably hard. Like, if you're getting lean, very lean, it's going to be hard at some point because your body doesn't want to be that lean. But at the end of the day, you've got to suck it up and tell yourself that you can do it and just get on with it. It's as simple as that.
Me and Ryan were saying that when you embrace the fact that it's hard and you go like, oh, okay, shit, like I'm struggling. Me and Ryan always say like, that's actually an indication that you're doing something right, and that should be motivating in itself. Like almost embracing it and taking it on as like a challenge makes you think like right, come on then, like I've got to show a bit of grit here to get through it.
I think a lot of people listening to this will probably be going, oh, it's not that easy. But Holly, who's been going through a diet recently, was saying that when she started, and now she's actually done it. She's like, oh, it actually is that simple. You just got to make the decision.
Yeah.
And stick to it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing like diet yourself or someone else is doing it, communicating like the issues you have.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hungry. Alright, we might look at like changing some food sources, making your meals higher volume. That could help you out a lot and make that prep less, or just cut in general, less like difficult.
Yeah.
And also hunger is just a feeling. Like, it's really not that bad. If you actually think about it and simplify it, it's literally just a feeling.
Most people as well who actually like quit and cheat on their diet, after they'll be like, why did I do that? Like, and they'll hate themselves for it, because it, like, you're right, it's just a feeling and it's a temporary feeling. Like you're never gonna feel like, if you come out the other end and you complete it, as soon as you like get into a position, I don't know, whether you're in a gaining phase or a reversing phase, you'll feel fine. You'll feel like absolutely sound. I mean, how do you feel now after like being off prep for like a week?
No, I'm still fucked, like reasonably fucked.
Right.
But I was prepping for 28 weeks. I'm not going to recover within a few days.
Sure.
But I feel already better now that I've got a few more carbs in me, but I'm still not at the point where I'm like feeling normal. That'll take a bit of time.
It probably weren't just the food as well. You're probably thinking like in your head, you're like, shit, I've got like my show's here. It's like there's pressure. Well, there's kind of pressure on you.
I don't really.
No, but like as soon as after your show, you sensed like just like shit.
I just ate so much pizza.
I feel like you acted better, like more chilled out.
I think I was like, on the day, that was probably the most chilled I was all of prep.
That's another point, I think, like dealing with a diet is like, why don't you set something at the end of your diet that is like, that makes it worthwhile like completing. I'm not saying
that's a great point. Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to go to the extent of a competition prep, but maybe it's for a holiday, maybe it's for a photo shoot, you know, do something at the end of it, so you've almost even just like have an end point, have a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, because then that stop it, because that basically you know an end point, like you've got a reason that you're doing it. So, and
also this sounds like a plug, but honestly the best thing to do is get a coach.
Yeah,
like
genuinely.
It literally is.
100%.
So if you are interested, no, I'm joking.
Link in bio.
So what's the takeaway from that? Just suck it up. Just deal with it.
Get a coach and just fucking
like the mentally draining side of a cut.
I think the main takeaway is there's nothing wrong with it being hard.
Yeah.
Like,
literally.
It's gonna be.
Like, you'll go through things harder than a diet. I can guarantee you've already gone through things harder than a diet.
Yeah,
and just see it as that and see that you can get through it.
100%.
Like as simple as that.
You can change it. Like, don't think you're locked.
Yeah.
You're the one making the decision at the end of the day. No one's making you do it.
Of course. Absolutely.
Unless Ryan's your coach and clients get on stage.
I literally force all of my clients.
He literally helped me.
I told Leo he didn't have a choice. You're doing WMA finals.
You are doing it.
Yeah. I think he realised, like, because he's posed next to me and I didn't get smoked, so he's like, oh, I'm actually good.
No, we smoked him yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like a child, man.
But no, Leo's literally the most flat man I've ever seen right now.
Yeah, his chest is just...
Are you sure?
No, he's not.
Mate, you're not flat.
No, but like, I am flat, but like when I get a pump, I get
saw
like...
Leo now.
Really?
His chest has gone like 2D.
Yeah, but it's typical. He's on like no food.
Yeah.
So it is his like best muscle group to have got.
Yeah, that's what I said to Lawrence as well. Like Lawrence's delts, arms went really flat
With
because
bad
the more
muscle
muscle you got in an area, the more glycogen you can drop.
Yeah, same. just fine.
Man, I'm full as a house. I've spilled it.
You
I
were
spilled
good
the
this
fuck.
morning.
I've spilled, man.
Yeah, you were good this morning.
Alright, Ryan, do you want to do one more question?
Yeah, I've got another good one.
All mine are
We
just.
can go for another
All mine are
2
just
hours,
like-
go on.
Yeah. Documentary, mate. One coach documentary.
So, final question of the day. Importance of fibre when dieting and trying to lose weight. That's from Nayan. So, fibre. It basically can't
Look
be
at the
fully
camera, mate.
digested. What?
Look at the camera.
Yeah,
As
no,
in
I'm not
real
really-
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fibre is a type of carbohydrate which can't be fully digested by the body. And therefore, it slows down digestion and keeps you fuller for longer. So, using higher fibre within a diet makes you less hungry. It's as simple as that. Also, fibre has so many benefits for gut health and gut microbiome. So, fibre is very good for you, and it's even more important when dieting to make sure you're feeling satiated, basically.
Do you remember in my mini cut when I was having like
Yeah.
15 grams of fibre
I was like-
on like rest days?
Yeah, I was like, Lawrence, sort this out, mate. You're having like 4,000 calories. And no, that weren't even in your mini cut. It was in like your gaining phase
Was
as well.
it?
Because you're having the pizza, and the pizza's got no fibre.
Oh yeah. No, it had those little peppers on the top.
Oh, yeah.
Recommended fibre intake. About 30 grams is usually
Yeah.
pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Or 10 grams.
10 grams per 1,000 calories.
Yeah.
And if your calories are lower, I'd ease towards that 15 grams per 1,000 calories
Or
mark.
if you're on like 5,000 calories, I do not advise going
Yeah.
50 grams of fibre.
No.
I'd probably stop the cut off at like, what, 35. I think in
40,
like,
I'd say
in
40.
like 35, 37 is like...
Practice what you fucking preach with your 200 grams of oats.
Yeah, bro's having 30 grams of fibre in one meal.
I love fibre. Maybe I had
Evidently.
no fibre the rest of my meals, so it's sad. Yeah, best time is to have it there where you can't digest it pre-workout. It's like loads of carbs that you're not going to digest either.
Fucking
You
hell.
are kind of individual with fibre as well. So like, if
What
you're
you
having
prefer.
issues, test
Yeah,
other things and see if it works.
Test.
Increase it a little bit.
yeah, just hammer test.
So,
If you have an issue, just hammer test.
If you're having issues, have some cereal.
Sponsor us.
And we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching the first episode of the podcast. I don't know if we said this at the start, but please subscribe. We want to grow this thing. We'll be. Is it? What we do? Is it weekly?
We'll have some sort of podcast going out weekly.
Yeah. So we're going to do like this is like the chatty one. Probably been going about an hour and a half now, and then we're going to do like a bit more of an educational one. So that'll be rolling out each week. So yeah, subscribe, like the video. Thanks for watching, and
Bye, guys.
bye.
Link in bio, Riz. Love it.
I'm sauce, mate, sat next to you.
I know.